What is up, guys? Welcome back. In today's video we're going to be showing you a 5-0 set which was part of a 15-0 run that I went on with Obstagoon, Galvantula, and Bastiodon, and so it's going to be some pretty good battles, and then I have a really hilarious bonus battle for you at the end. I do want to apologize for the late upload. I got bogged down with stuff on Friday. I was out of town all day Saturday, and then of course Sunday was community day, and then yeah, just lots of craziness, and I'm just trying to get a lot of sleep because I don't want to get sick. I feel like it might be something's trying to get to me, but I don't think it's, obviously, you know what, I think it's just maybe a cold, but I want to make sure I'm sleeping, so I don't want to stay up, you know, and sleep for 3 hours. So anyways, about the pronunciation, it is pronounced Hippopotas, and I've been pronouncing it Hippopotas this whole time, and I'm going to link in the description to a very funny clip from the Pokemon show. Please watch that. In fact, watch that now before you even continue this video, because it is quite hilarious, and I was just cracking up. And yeah, I'm going to put a link in the description that shows the proper pronunciation for that. And now, without further ado, let's get into the first battle. Alright, so again, we're leading with Obstagoon. Now, I probably should have mentioned this before I started, but I didn't want to keep rambling. So the probability of landing a Night Slash boost is 1 out of 8. So 1/8 chance, you know, 1 out of 8 probability. However, realistically, you're going to have the opportunity to throw more than one, which means the probability of getting the boost actually goes up in a more realistic scenario. And I'll put some numbers, I'll try to put some numbers on the screen if I can fit it, but the probability of getting at least one boost, if you get like 3 or 4 tries at it, is actually pretty decent, like a 1 in 3 chance. So like, so if you throw multiples, you're gonna have a better chance, obviously, of getting it. So it's really not as rare as you might think, which is why leading with Obstagoon is so it's such a good strategy, because you know you can like of course you can switch out if you run into like a counter user or something that would like prevent you from getting all those Night Slashes off. And so you can kind of give yourself that opportunity, and when you do get the boost, man, is it amazing, and you can just like sweep teams for some, like in many cases. So yeah, and I believe this is the grass hole team that you're going to see me beat with this team. It is actually quite easy to do with this team because you're going to win the lead, and then when they switch into their grass type, just switch into your Galvantula and just throw lunges at them all day. And I mean, you could even switch into your Bastiodon and like just, you know, feint them down with rock throws or smackdowns, and it's just quite easy. It's just like it's like almost a guaranteed win. So yeah, I love running into those teams when that happens. And so you're gonna see here, this Shadow Victory Bell is gonna fall victim to my Night Slash, and then the Bastiodon will have, if I'm paying attention correctly, yeah, it's not gonna have anything left to do against our counters, and we're gonna take game 1. So very, very easy win there, and the more practice you get against that team, the easier it gets. And now we win a lead again with Galarian Stunfisk, so I'm waiting for them to switch out. You see my switch tray go up, and then this is like the dream scenario. I feel bad for your opponent when this happens, because their Altaria cannot do anything. In fact, I didn't even need to throw this charge move. I should have just farmed it down. That's the proper play. But yeah, it's just like, look at how little Sky Attack does. So you could just sit there and just take them, and you don't need to burn shields, just keep throwing rocks at it and just farm it down, and then wait till they come back with Stunfisk, and then you'll have a flamethrower. You know, if you farmed it down, you would. I didn't here, but if you farm it down, you'll have a flamethrower ready to go, so they'll be forced to burn their shield, and you're just going to be in a commanding situation. So yeah, I'm not really worried about this Bastiodon anymore. It did its job of getting rid of the Altaria, so I'm just going to go in with this, and you see my switch tray comes up. You have to anticipate your opponent, like that they'll switch as soon as they see your Obstagoon come back in. So as soon as I throw Obstagoon in, the switch tray goes up immediately, and so as soon as they switch out, I can switch out to my counter switch. And so yeah, this is not like the best matchup possible, because the Mud Bombs do a big chunk of damage, even though it is neutral. But we can outspam them pretty much, so it's not that big a deal. And so now we're just going to throw a Lunge, just to like guarantee that we don't lose, because we're going to lower their attack, and then I can let this go down. In fact, I probably should have just switched out, but I figure I can go for another Lunge, and I was hoping they would just throw their energy because they see me charging up a bunch. But they knew that their only way they were going to win is to land like an earthquake. But I already had energy on my Obstagoon, so it's going to be lights out for that Stunfisk, and we're going to take game 2. Game 3 is going to be very short. Just based on me looking at the timeline of my editing program here. So I'm not sure if they concede the match or something. Let's just see what happens. So this is actually not like the easiest matchup because Swampert will beat you in CMP, and it gets to its second Hydro Cannon and only 4 mud shots. And so you have to either burn shields or hopefully like get lucky and get a boost. And we do get one. So when you get a boost, that just changes everything. It makes this matchup way easier. Otherwise, I believe Swampert would win this matchup, or at least burn both your shields in the process. And so they switch into a Tropius, and we're just going to be able to throw more Night Slashes. I could have went for the Gunk Shot, but I figured I had a bunch of energy that they might burn their shield, which they did. And at this point, they're probably realizing that a powered-up Obstagoon is just a force to be reckoned with. So we come in with Bastiodon, and they just give up there. So, so yeah, unfortunate for our opponent. We did get the boost, but that's what I'm talking about. You know, if you throw more, like the more you throw, the higher your probability goes. Every now and then, you get it on the first shot, and that's just, hey, that's part of the game. I mean, anyone can use Obstagoon. Anyone can have that same probability, and so you just gotta take it. Now, here is the lead that we lose. Now, I tend to go for the shield bait just because we're in a losing situation, and like its odds are we're not going to win this match. So the only way we can kind of dig ourselves out of this hole is to get a shield bait. And so I go for the Night Slash, and we do get the shield, which puts us in a really, really good situation because now I can go for the Gunk Shot and either knock out the Azumarill or pretty much knock it out or get a shield. And so we get the second shield. So now at least, even though we lose the lead, we have a shield advantage. And I'm going to go ahead and shield this one and then save my Obstagoon for later, because I know if I can get to a Gunk Shot further down the line, I'll be able to knock out that Azumarill. So, and now I have an energy advantage with my Galvantula, which is bad news for this Deoxys, because that Lunge is going to take out 50% health, or at least a little bit more than that, and lower its attack. We have so much energy that, yeah, poor Deoxys couldn't do a dang thing. Even though this Rock Slide would have probably knocked us out, or at least came close to it, we just had too much of an energy advantage. And now a Meganium comes in, which is perfect. This Galvantula is just gonna devour this thing, taking like 75% damage with that Lunge. And then I can let this go down, and I have plenty of you know, firepower to finish this team off. So it's just kind of a matter of what do I come in with. I probably want to do a little bit of this, but then switch out because I don't want to get hit with Earthquake, but we fainted down, so I have nothing to worry about, and then our opponent will concede the match at that point. Great games, and we are in the last game. So after I did go on this 15-0 run, I decided to change teams a little bit because I started to lose a little bit. But I did come back to it recently and had some more success with it, so I still like this team. But sometimes I get bored with it, and I want to try some other Pokemon. So anyways, Melmetal, we just have a great lead. It's just one of those days where everything's working for you. The Azumarill was really the key matchup if you wanted to like learn something from this video. That it was a matchup we did lose, but we were able to fight our way out of it by baiting the shield. But this is just a perfect scenario for us. They switch into a Skarmory, and at first glance it looks like a Tropius because of the shiny greenness. But anyways, yeah, we're just go straight Discharge, and it's going to do a big, massive chunk of damage. Look at that, 50% knocks it out. And then we're just going to go for the Lunge here, because it would be, I believe, getting resisted with the electric move. So I'm going to throw a Lunge. That's also resisted, but at least it lowers their attack. And so, piece of cake. We're going to let this go down because we have no shield, so Rock Slide will knock it out. And then we can just farm it up with... Actually, no, I decided to come in with this because I knew it had energy. I didn't want to get hit with Superpower on my Obstagoon. That would have been really, really bad. But now that he wasted the Superpower on my Bastiodon, now I can come in with Obstagoon. So I guess this was a pretty good match, too, to learn something from it. Because you don't want to come in with Obstagoon when they have a Superpower ready. So yeah, that was definitely a good play there. You want to avoid getting hit with that Superpower. You can see these don't do hardly any damage to our Obstagoon. I can safely tank another one and then knock it out with Night Slash. I believe I might even overcharge a little bit. Yeah, I'm definitely overcharging because I want to get to another Night Slash when that Melmetal comes back in. So knock it out, and we get the boost again. So that was totally unnecessary, but we get it anyways, and we go 5-0 in the set. So yeah, well played to my opponents. Unfortunately, when you get the boost with Obstagoon, there's not much you can do. It's just, you're just gonna have to take the loss. Okay, bonus battle. Speaking of Hypno, which was in the last game, you're gonna see, this was my team before I had Galvantula. This was like before the Galvantula boost. I was using Hypno as my safe switch. And you're gonna see us just wreck shop with this Hypno. This is not even a Shadow Hypno either. Regular Hypno. We're gonna land the Thunder Punch. And our strategy, of course, when you switch and they, into Azumarill, just go straight Thunder Punch. And I'm gonna shield here, and we actually get a great shield with the Hydro Pump. And so now I'm just gonna go Thunder Punch, and this is where the match gets kind of hilarious. Okay, so faint it down, come on. All right, so we faint it down. We have a little bit of energy. They come back in with Galarian Stunfisk. Little do they know we are building up to a Focus Blast. They're probably expecting like another Thunder Punch or something like that. And so they decide not to shield, and we almost one-shot them. Oh man, that was amazing. So I decided I'm going to see if I can sweep this whole team. So I shield, even though I didn't have to. I shield anyways. I faint down the Stunfisk, and then they have their little Toxicroak to come back in, and we do super effective damage with the Confusion. I believe double super effective because of the poison and the fighting type. We like simultaneous KO, but literally our Hypno took out that entire team. So, oh, that was great. That was classic. I don't think I showed you guys that battle yet, so I apologize if I did, but I don't think I did. Yeah, so that was a really fun battle from Season 3. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. I do have a lot of emails to go through from you guys who submitted battles, and so I'm going to try to get to those. So yeah, so thanks again so much for watching. I hope you guys liked the video, and you guys have a good night.